When the pain grows, anything goes. Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the things in my mind. I'm talking real peace of mind. That's something money can't buy.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy KingMarcell, and I'm back with another video. Today we about to be checking out the day everyone found out how dangerous Frank Ocean was. Make sure you guys like up the video and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. But with that being said, let's get right into this reaction.
See, Tyler had a problem. There was this guy talking crazy about him online, and this guy's name was Chris Brown. Now, he didn't say Tyler's name, but he was talking about him. Chris Brown's words were, "This demonic music gotta go." Now, if you don't know anything about Tyler at this time, he's not the Tyler you know today. He made what some would call very, very intense lyrics. Now, this was clearly directed at Tyler. Tyler and his group, Odd Future Wolfgang, them all were the subject of everything wrong with youth culture. They were the poster children of saying bad lyrics. And, well, if you know anything about Tyler and his group at this time, the lyrics were a little intense. Now, there's another person that was in their group, and that person's name was Frank Ocean. Tyler basically responds, "You corny."
Frank Ocean was with
them. I didn't like that very much. Now, Chris decides to go full nuclear, says, "I want all the smoke," and decides to just start throwing shots at Frank as well. Now, this makes sense. I need you to listen. Frank Ocean was making a buzz in the R&B space. Tyler, the Creator, is making a buzz in the rap space. Chris Brown is part of the R&B space. So it makes sense that Chris Brown started targeting Frank. Chris Brown said, "I like Frank. He reminds me of this one singer." Now, the singer he mentioned was mainly a writer, which is actually a huge insult to Frank. If you know anything about how he got his career started, Frank Ocean was trapped as a writer for his record label for a very long time. And if you know anything about the music industry, what record labels like to do is they like to trap people as writers for their bigger artists. Sia is one of those people. Frank Ocean is a famous one. I can't remember anyone else. It was a huge insult. He's basically saying you're gonna be a writer forever, let the real artists do their thing, in so many words. And Frank Ocean hated his position trapped as just a writer. That's why he released Channel Orange for free without his label's help, because he was trapped as just a writer. Kanye West, he was trapped as just a producer. They trap people as producers as well. So Kanye had to release his own thing by himself independently from his label to prove to his label that he could do it for free. So all this is encompassed in Chris Brown's one tweet. Frank Ocean says, "Hey, you know what? I like Chris too. You know who he reminds me of? That one singer, Ike Turner." Now, if you know anything about Ike Turner, let's just say Ike Turner and Chris Brown have a lot in common as well. Chris doesn't like that very much. So he says, "Hey, Frank." Tyler says, "Hold on, stupid, I ain't finished." Tyler, the Creator, begins to go on a tirade of tweets saying, "Chris, you stupid. Chris, you ugly. Chris, your hair look like Amber Rose. Chris, you trash. Chris, you like the women." Chris clearly doesn't like that very much. Again, he says, Odd Future hops in and says, "Hold on, you was talking about our boys. You was talking about our group. We here too, stupid. Chris, ugly." Chris is getting jumped online. So he snaps it to, "Hey, pull up then. We don't got to do all this talking. I was at your city, Tyler. You wasn't there. So you soft." Tyler, the Creator, to everyone's surprise, responds by saying, "I was in your city though, Chris, and I ain't seen you. So I don't want to hear all this talking. I'm with it." Everyone go, "Oh, Tyler, okay." Frank decides to take it a step further though. Frank doesn't do no talking. Frank pulls up to where Chris Brown is recording and starts waiting outside of the studio for Chris Brown. Now Frank hops back in his whip. Why he hops back in his whip is because a few people start walking towards him. A few people associated with Chris Brown telling him to come here. Frank pulls off. The people hop in their whip and pull off towards him. A high-speed chase goes down in LA. Maybe a normal speed chase. Them boys is following him. They put him on camera. They start screaming, "Hey, bro. You was doing all that talking.
I missed all this.
What's going on now?" Now, these people are Chris Brown's cousins. Frank's response is, "I don't know you. I want to box Chris." Their response was,
he a menace.
"Okay, why you running though? He says, I'm not running. I just want to box Chris.
Literally, ain't none of y'all niggas Chris. I came in for Chris Brown. I got niggas chasing me like I'm running from cops and I'm Batman or some shit. The fuck?
Chris. Their response was, oh, okay. Why you running though? He says, I'm not running. I just want to box Chris.
GG.
Oh, one of the dudes in the car, an LA street dude for real, I don't want to mention his name. He says he was embarrassed by the story. Says, okay, he kind of respected Frank's response because Frank did a few things correctly. Now, if you don't know anything about hood culture, you never been to a hood, let me explain. So step one, Frank didn't just fully ignore them and keep driving. That would have been corny.
Right.
Frank didn't just start yelling, knucking and bucking, but not boxing.
Right.
That would have been corny. Frank didn't immediately speed off in a panic. That would have been corny. Now, Chris Brown's cousins start really getting hype, really start knucking and bucking, start screaming at him at this point. They're telling him, we know where Chris is at. Come to studio, we gonna show you where he's at. Now, what do you do in this situation?
Hell no.
A, say, no, I'd rather just go on my merry way. Or B, sure, it's gonna be a fair one-on-one fight.
What?
Take me to Chris Brown. If you chose B, then you're a little slow, but I still rock with you. The answer is what Frank Ocean did.
Okay.
He said,
I was gonna say, he ain't never go.
y'all boys up to something. Y'all tweaking. And he speeds off. Now, this is a little intense, right? A normal speed chase, people yelling at each other. It starts popping up online. Chris Brown, Tyler, the Creator, everybody's trying to make it in music. Chris Brown's like, you know what? That was a little intense, right, y'all? That's corny. Tyler says the same thing. That's corny. Frank doesn't say anything. But moving on. It all seems settled. Everyone's having a good time. Then Frank comes out and says he's gay. Now, this may not be intense in 2024, but back in the day, if you are a rap associated artist and you come out as gay, it's a massive deal. This kind of propels Frank into the mainstream. It's kind of like what happened to Lil Nas X. When Old Town Road came out, Lil Nas X was rising, but when he came out as gay, it gave him a whole new push. Same thing happened to Frank Ocean. Now, for the most part, people are like, okay, cool, he makes good music, let him do his thing. Something comes out that Chris Brown wasn't very supportive, let's just say. But Chris Brown comes out and says, those are all rumors, that's all cap, love who you want to love. No one knows how Frank took this or if he was mad at the first situation and just never got over it, but this all comes to a head when Chris Brown is recording in Los Angeles, California. By the way, if you didn't know by now, Tyler, the Creator, Frank Ocean, based out of Los Angeles, California. Frank drives up to the studio he usually records at. I told you Chris Brown was recording, right? He's recording in that very same studio. He's parked in a parking spot that Franklin usually parks at. Frank parks in front of Chris's car so Chris can't leave. Now, Chris Brown comes out, he says, hey, someone's blocking my car. Who's blocking my car? They say, Frank is blocking your car. This is usually where he parks. Chris goes, oh, well, can you tell him to move his car, please? Frank says, you was parking in my spot, boy.
Oh, GG.
Chris goes, slow down, slow down, slow down. We don't want an incident. It's all good. Chris extends his hand out to be shaked. Frank goes, I ain't touching you, son.
Oh, GG.
Chris goes, okay, no big deal. Yee! Chris swings on the boy, and a whole brawl ensues. Now, Frank claims that 3 dudes was on top of him. You know, they was doing their thing on him. Frank has some people there with him as well. There's so many conflicting stories. Let's just say they got into it. You know, Chris gets pulled out because he hurts his hand, but the brawl is still ensuing. Now, I got the inside scoop for you. Come here. Rumor has it that Vince Staples himself is the reason why the brawl stopped. Why? Because Vince decides to bring out the
DJ Big.
Now this is probably pretty random, right, Vince? Ha ha ha, the funny guy. Well, Vince was a little more than the funny guy back in the
out
day.
like
Let's just say he was with a group of associates that your parents probably wouldn't want you to be around. Also, fun fact, Vincent's from the same place as Snoop Dogg, Long Beach, California. They both also really like the color blue. Now, Frank is friends with Vince because Vince is an associate of the group Odd Future Wolfgang. He was never officially part of the group, but he was really, really close with the group. Their fans like his fans like their fans. Cool. So he says, what's going on? Everybody says, whoa, big dog, you got it. Everyone disperses. But the crazy part about all this were the main headlines are really Chris Brown is going head to head against up and coming artists. They weren't the Frank and Tyler the Creator that you know today. See, after this, Frank then goes on to hop on Jay-Z and Kanye's song, No Church in the Wild. He starts coming out with songs that were sensational in their own right, featuring on many artists' things. Then he gets thrust into the spotlight. Obviously, Tyler the Creator does what Tyler the Creator does. Some can say revenge is the best medicine, but well, that's up to you to decide.
That's crazy. I literally knew none of that. I didn't know Frank Ocean was with Odd Future, you know. I ain't know Vince Staples was cool with them like that. I ain't know that they got down with each other like that. Like, whoa, pause. But let me know down in the comment section. Man, that shit, that was crazy. That nigga, he got that look in his eye like he crazy. Let me know down in the comment section if y'all fuck with Frank Ocean. I don't really get into his music like that. I'm gonna be honest. That's the reason why I didn't know none of this shit. But if you guys like this video, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. We are one away from 50. I want to thank everybody who subscribed so far, and just know that I got a lot more content coming up. But with that being said, KingMarcell out. Peace.
When the pain grows, anything goes. Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the things in my mind. Talking real peace of mind. That's something money can't buy.